Hey guys, it's JaffiePlays. Today we're talking Wayfinder, how you can earn and summon Silo. Let's go over all his base stats as well as his abilities before getting into how we can go about crafting his character. This character's base stats are 99 max health, 149 weapon power, 149 ability power, 189 crit rating, 203 crit power, 135 break power, 203 physical defense, 203 magic defense, and 108 resilience. Silo's abilities are Firebomb. Using this ability will cause Silo to throw a firebomb towards the enemies, dealing damage over time. The second ability is Oil Bomb. This ability leaves a pool of oil in front of Silo. This will cause enemies to be slowed and cause them to take additional damage. The third ability is Proto Clone. This will allow Silo to dash backwards out of danger whilst leaving behind a clone that will pull nearby enemies towards it. The clone will also taunt enemies into attacking it. The fourth ability is Arc Nemesis. Silo will send out an egg that will shock all of the enemies within its area of effect, dealing a burst of damage. Also, the egg will remain in the area for a short amount of time, slowing and dealing damage over time to the enemies within its radius. Lastly, his passive ability is Strategic Advantage. Deals bonus melee and range damage to enemies that are debuffed. This character, as well as every character in Wayfinder, has 4 components that are required in order to craft it. The 4 components required are Silo's Cooling, Memory of Silo's Cunning, Memory of Silo's Speed, and Memory of Silo's Precision. I will go through the total numbers of each material along with where to obtain those materials. Once you have gained all of these materials, you will be able to craft each of the 4 components. Upon crafting these components, you will be able to finalize and summon Silo. First up, we have 20 Glimmering Viridian Spectras and 75 Glimmering Unstable Spectras. Both of these materials can be found when you're running any Tier 2 Lost Zone. Tier 2 Lost Zones are Undercroft, Repository, and Bloodworks. When running these Lost Zones, in order to target farm a specific Glimmering Spectra, you will need to apply the correct imbuement. For the Glimmering Viridian Spectras, you will need to apply the Flora imbuement. And for the Glimmering Unstable Spectra, you will need to apply the Chaos imbuement. When you're in these Lost Zones, you are looking for the rocks around the edges of the expedition. After that, we have 25 Unstable Spectras. This is found everywhere when running any Tier 1 Lost Zone with the Chaos imbuement applied. Tier 1 Lost Zones are Codex Halls and the Pit. Once again, within these Lost Zones, you are looking for the rocks around the edge of the expedition. Next, we have 5 Gems of Avarice. These are found by killing loot goblins. This is a super easy material in order to gather. I recommend running an easy expedition such as the Codex Halls or Undercroft over and over again. To make this faster, you could also apply a speed buff to yourself using the chalice within the Lost Zones. Next is 5 Halcyon Orbs. These can be found by completing the Orbital Alignment event within the Codex Halls expedition. I recommend doing this solo so that you can rerun this easily, as the room that you will need will be randomly generated. There is a tip that I can give that will help you on your farming adventure to get this material. When you load into the Codex Hall, instantly open the map and look for the layout of fast travels that you can see on screen now. This will let you know that the room that holds the Orbital Alignment event is within the run. Then on the list is 5 Trickster Coins. These are found by using Trickster keys whenever you find a Trickster within an expedition run, then hoping that the item you receive from him is a Trickster coin. I recommend running the Undercroft over and over again until you get a room that looks like this on screen. Upon reaching this, look to the top of the stairs to see if the Trickster is there. If he is not, then you can simply abandon and retry again, or you can proceed to finish the expedition as it may reward some Trickster keys for future use on the Trickster. Next on the list we have 10,000 gold. Gold is found by simply playing the game. You will find tons as you play through the main story, complete side quests, do events in the open world or Lost Zone, as well as anything else the game has to offer. If you are desperate for money though, and you are really struggling to get some, I would recommend running the Undercroft on Saphir 4 and applying the Greed imbuement, then opening all the chests and gold piles within the dungeon. This will net you roughly 3 to 5k gold a run. The last 3 materials and the core ones to build Silo are 3 Vestiges of Silo's Cunning. This is a reward from defeating the boss Trial of Lingering Light in their hunt. 3 Vestiges of Silo's Speed. This is a reward from defeating the boss the Argent Hand in their hunt. And lastly, 3 Vestiges of Silo's Precision. This is rewarded when defeating the boss Riven within their hunt. That is all of the materials required for each of the components. On the screen now, I have made a summary image, allowing you a point in the video to reference back to if you ever need a refresher on what to gather overall. I have broken it down into each component's individual costs and their overall costs. Once you have farmed all that is left to do is head back to Omen and summon Silo. A quick note for anyone that ends up enjoying Silo a lot. When the awakening system for characters is released, you'll be required to repeat all of the above steps again in order to craft the awakening items for Silo. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, be sure to subscribe and like. Also, if you have any future things that you want covered or have any questions, then don't be afraid to leave a comment. As always, I look forward to seeing you all in Wayfinder and in the next video.